So on the topic of gender in engineering, I'm going to be talking about the gender gap as well as the difference between female and male employees within the engineering field. So just to start off, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, women to men's earnings ratio varies by race as well as ethnicity and gender. Black women make about 90 cents on the dollar, Asian women make approximately 92 cents on a dollar, and Hispanic women make approximately 83 cents on a dollar. So this is about plus or minus 10 cents on the dollar that women get compared to men for the same exact work. Some common excuses that companies give for justifying these pay differences are that men work harder than women, which is not true because women have to work through a lot of social barriers and bias just to get to be an engineer, never mind the positions in their workplace. Additionally, women leave the workforce to have children. So the fact that men say women leave the workplace for having children is just an implicit bias based on the fact that we are anatomically able to have children, even though the numbers are just decreasing in the amount of people that are having children in America as well as other countries. Another reason is that women just need to ask for more money, which sounds easy, but it can be really hard, especially when you're in a male-dominated field and people make you feel like you're not allowed or supposed to ask for pay raises. A lot of companies also force employees into signing NDAs or non-disclosure agreements so that they can't talk about their salary. One more reason is that men have more education and experience, which sometimes that's true, but sometimes women also have more education and experience. So the fact that men just see each other as having more education and experience is another bias that works against women in the workforce, especially in engineering, which is a male-dominated field. One last reason is that they say the difference is only 3 to 5%, which might not seem like a lot, but according to a study from Georgetown's Center on Education and the Workforce, college-educated women working full-time earn more than $500,000 less than their male counterparts just because of this 3 to 5%, which means that this small difference can add up to $500,000 over their lifetime, which is enough for about 2 Ferraris, a nice house, or an early retirement.
So I'm going to be talking about minorities in the science and engineering field. The minorities in science and engineering field have like a very low representation of women and different types of ethnicity groups. In terms of women, we're going to be talking about what type of gender, like is it white woman, black, colored, etc., and where they're from, and basically talking about how they're influenced in the field of engineering.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about transgender individuals in the STEM field. In 2018, there was a study done by the American Physical Society about the inclusion in the STEM field. The survey for the study included about 1,500 people and examined trends regarding experiences of inclusion and marginalization, professional evaluation, reports of workplace fairness, those sorts of things. The study looked at if the surveyors believed that they were being respected and taken seriously as a STEM professional. It also looked at what their perceptions of their workplace climate is and how well do they fit into their workplace. Harassment on the job and the frequency in which respondents report instances of hostility and unfair treatment in their workplaces towards members of disadvantaged groups. So in this study, it was shown that LGBTQ members perceived their ability to be devalued and it was given less respect than that of their peers. Also, when they were asked if they agreed or disagreed whether that their mistakes were more noticeable than the mistakes of others in general, they agreed. Another interesting thing about this study is that out of the 1,500 surveyors, only 4.71% were LGBTQ individuals. Other research studies have shown that a majority of LGBTQ students and young adults believe their sexual orientation greatly influences their academic career choices, and not surprisingly, they felt excluded from fields that were lacking out role models, including engineering. Another thing is that many aspiring LGBTQ engineers feel pressured to remain incognito, or else they will face backlash from prejudices of peers and colleagues. In the University of California, San Diego, there was a study entitled Navigating the Heteronormativity of Engineering. LGBTQ engineering students reported that they felt isolated and thought that the engineering school was a hostile environment, while
So me and Carlos are going to be talking about how we could improve attracting and graduating diversity students in the School of Engineering. One of them would be recruiting more women into the STEM courses.
Another one would be to send an inclusive message so women feel like they fit in this field. STEM is a really diverse field, but they have to know that they have a place there.
Another one would be emphasize real-life STEM courses in the early STEM classes, or emphasize real-life application into the early STEM classes.
Another one will to teach faculty and professors about the stereotypes that are going on in our society, and also about the benefits that it will bring to have a diverse community in STEM field.
Another one would be make performance standards and expectations clear in STEM courses.
Taking proactive steps to support women in STEM will be a great strategy in order to bring more females into engineering and STEM in general. The lack of female representation in STEM is due to the lack of education that they have in high schools. What we propose to do is to incentivize these with summer camps and other kind of activities that will incentivize the wanting of these females in STEM. A solid way to incentivize the participation of women in STEM, it's from early years, such as in high school, where they get to take AP classes in fields like math and science, where they get to see that these subjects are really important for the community. Also, programs like the College Board, it's also trying to promote the
girls interested more into School of Engineering would be basically teaching them about the achievements that women and girls have achieved and what impact do they have in the field. Just helping them out find what they're interested in, what careers they want to do, and focusing them on math, like physics, chemistry based, STEM courses, and helping them find out what they want to do, which would increase diversity of females being interested. Hey guys, it's me T. So I'm going to be talking about minorities in the science and engineering field. The minorities in science and engineering field have a very low representation of women and different types of ethnicity groups. In terms of women's, we're going to be talking about what type of gender, is it white woman, black, colored, etc., and where they're from, and basically talking about how they're influenced in the field of engineering.
You can promote job openings to a more diverse audience is to post to websites or social media, or really just any place that everyone has easy access to. You can also adapt to your interview process for different applications by trying to pinpoint the person's interests. You could also consider blind resume screening by not including names, race, sex, or religion on applications in order to prevent implicit bias. You should also make sure that to hire not just any minority and think that it makes an equal environment. You have to make sure that everyone is treated equally, or else it's not really equal. Basically, just recognize that being a diverse company makes more people want to work for you, as well as it makes more people want to buy your product. Thank you.